Have you ever wondered what it was like to be a god on Earth? To build monuments that touch the sky and rule a civilization that lasted for thousands of years? Well, today, we're journeying back in time, down the life-giving Nile River, to the land of pyramids and power, ancient Egypt. We're diving deep into the world of the pharaohs and the dynasties that shaped one of history's most fascinating empires. So grab your metaphorical sun hat and let's go. First things first, what exactly is a pharaoh? The word itself means great house, which originally referred to the king's palace. Over time, it came to mean the king himself. But a pharaoh was so much more than just a king. They were considered a living god, the earthly embodiment of Horus, the falcon-headed god, and the son of Ra, the sun god. This divine status gave them absolute power. They were the high priest of every temple, the commander-in-chief of the army, and the ultimate judge. Their job was to maintain Mat, the cosmic order of truth, justice, and harmony. If the Nile flooded correctly and the harvests were good, the pharaoh was doing a great job. If things went wrong, well, the gods were clearly displeased. Egyptian history is a vast, sprawling epic, so historians have broken it down into more manageable chunks. They use dynasties, which are basically ruling families. Think of it like a royal family passing the crown from one generation to the next. Manetho, an Egyptian priest from the 3rd century BC, grouped the pharaohs into 31 dynasties. These dynasties are then clustered into larger periods: the early dynastic period, the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and the Late Period, with a few intermediate periods of instability in between. Let's start at the beginning. Around 3100 BC, a legendary figure named Narmer, or maybe Mini's historians still debate this, united Upper and Lower Egypt into a single kingdom. You might have seen the Narmer Palette, an incredible piece of ancient art depicting this unification. This event kicked off the early dynastic period and established Memphis as the capital. This was the dawn of pharaonic rule, the foundation upon which everything else was built. Next up is the Old Kingdom, often called the Age of the Pyramids. This is where we see some of the most iconic names and structures in all of history. Pharaohs like Djoser, whose architect Imhotep designed the first ever stone building, the Step Pyramid at Saqqara. And of course, the pharaohs of the 4th dynasty, Sneferu, who perfected the pyramid shape, and his son Khufu, who built the Great Pyramid of Giza, the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. His son Khafre and grandson Menkaure added their own pyramids to the Giza Plateau, creating that world-famous skyline. These pyramids weren't just tombs. They were resurrection machines, stairways to the stars, ensuring the pharaoh's eternal life and the stability of the entire kingdom. But no empire lasts forever without a few bumps in the road. After the Old Kingdom, Egypt entered the first intermediate period. Power became decentralized, local governors grew stronger, and the unity of the kingdom fractured. It was a time of civil unrest and uncertainty. Then came the comeback, the Middle Kingdom. A powerful ruler, Mentuhotep II, reunited the country, and a new golden age began. This era is known for its incredible art, literature, and architectural projects. Pharaohs like Amenhotep I and Senusret III expanded Egypt's borders, building massive fortresses in Nubia to the south and increasing trade. The Middle Kingdom was a period of stability and cultural flourishing, a time when Egypt re-established its strength on the world stage. But you guessed it, another period of disruption followed. The second intermediate period saw foreign rulers, known as the Hyksos, take control of northern Egypt. The Hyksos brought new technologies with them, like the horse-drawn chariot and the composite bow. While their rule was seen as an intrusion, these military innovations would later be adopted by the Egyptians and used to build their greatest empire yet. And that brings us to the New Kingdom, the Age of Empire. This is the Egypt many of us are most familiar with, thanks to Hollywood and pop culture. A Theban prince named Ahmose successfully drove out the Hyksos, kicking off the 18th dynasty and a period of unprecedented wealth, power, and expansion. The New Kingdom pharaohs were no longer content to just build pyramids. They were warrior kings, leading their chariot armies to conquer vast territories from Nubia all the way to the Euphrates River in modern-day Syria. This era is packed with legendary figures. There's Hatshepsut, one of the most powerful female pharaohs, who ruled as a king, often depicted with a fake beard, and oversaw a prosperous period of trade and construction. Then there's her stepson, Thutmose III, A brilliant military strategist, sometimes called the Napoleon of Egypt, he conducted numerous successful campaigns, securing Egypt's empire. And we can't forget Akhenaten, the heretic king. He completely upended centuries of religious tradition by declaring that there was only one god, the Aten, or the sun disk. He moved the capital to a new city, Amarna, and ushered in a unique and strangely realistic style of art. It was a radical revolution, but it didn't last. After Akhenaten's death, his young son, Tutankhamun, took the throne. You've probably heard of him. King Tut is famous not for what he did in life. He died very young, but for what was found in his death. His tomb, discovered by Howard Carter in 1922, was almost completely intact, giving us an unparalleled glimpse into the wealth and splendor of a new kingdom pharaoh. The solid gold mask, the gilded chariots, the intricate jewelry, it's all breathtaking. Tutankhamun's reign was all about restoring the old gods and moving the capital back to Thebes, effectively erasing his father's revolution. The new kingdom reached its peak under pharaohs like Ramesses II, also known as Ramesses the Great. He ruled for an incredible 67 years, fathered over 100 children, and was a master builder and propagandist. He covered Egypt with temples, statues, and monuments dedicated to his own glory, most famously the incredible temples at Abu Simbel. He also fought the Hittites at the Battle of Kadesh, which he famously declared a massive victory, even though historical records suggest it was more of a draw. He signed the world's first known peace treaty with the Hittites, a testament to his long and impactful reign. But again, all good things must come to an end. Following Ramesses the Great, a slow decline began. The late period was marked by internal struggles and a series of foreign invasions. Libyans, Nubians, Assyrians, and finally, the Persians all took turns ruling Egypt. While some native Egyptian dynasties briefly regained control, the golden age of the pharaohs was over. The final chapter of pharaonic Egypt came with the arrival of Alexander the Great. He conquered Egypt from the Persians in 332 BC and was welcomed as a liberator. After his death, his general, Ptolemy, took over, establishing the Ptolemaic dynasty. These rulers were Greek, but they adopted many Egyptian customs, presenting themselves as pharaohs to win the support of the people. The most famous of this line was the last one, Cleopatra VII. She was a brilliant and cunning ruler who spoke multiple languages and tried desperately to keep Egypt independent from the growing power of Rome. Her story, intertwined with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, is a drama of its own. But with her death in 30 BC, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire, and the 3,000-year-long age of the pharaohs finally came to a close. From the first king who united the two lands to the last queen who defied Rome, the pharaohs and their dynasties created a civilization that has captivated the world for millennia. Their legacy isn't just in the towering pyramids and golden treasures. It's in their ideas about divine kingship, their complex religion, their advancements in engineering and medicine, and the sheer endurance of their culture. They were gods, warriors, builders, and diplomats who ruled over a remarkable land and left an indelible mark on human history. Thank you so much for joining me on this whirlwind tour of ancient Egypt's pharaohs and dynasties. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, and for more adventures into the past, make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments which pharaoh you find most fascinating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.